Hi from the Blue Room with Nisa. I'm Nisa. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel and giving it another chance. I really appreciate it. In the last couple of days, I've gotten so many views and so many nice comments from people, either on YouTube or through Facebook, and thank you so much. Like I said before, I don't represent the Catholic Church. I'm not speaking for the Diocese of Lansing or my local parish. I have a master's degree in nursing. I am not a scripture scholar. I do not have a degree in theology. I'm just up here in the Blue Room talking about my own experiences and my faith journey. I feel like my faith journey is absolutely the way it was supposed to be, and maybe not normal to a lot of other people. So today, I kind of thought I would talk to you about post-RCIA engagement into marriage. So I got confirmed April of 2013, and then Ron proposed in July of the same year. So when we were talking about marriage, Ron kept saying, I really want to do this right. And I was like, yeah, who doesn't? Like, we're going to get this right this time. Because we came from a past. We both had past relationships. We were a blended family. We had 2 teenage boys still at home, 2 young adult children out on their own. And yeah, we want to do it right. Little did I know what that was going to entail. So, we get engaged. I am super excited. Can't wait to be married. We go tell our very good friend, Father Joe Krupp, who goes, good, you want to know how it's going to work? And I was like, I'm kind of worried when it comes from you, how it's supposed to work. And so he told us. The expectation was that I would not move out of our house because we were a blended family, and it would be detrimental to the family unit. Our teenage boys, it was Ron's biological and my youngest. We have 4 combined kids, and they were really developing that brotherly bond, and we certainly didn't want to discourage that or impede it. Also financially, we had already blended families. It would have been a financial hardship for myself and the youngest to move out and be on our own. So the prescribed plan for the 2 of us was that we would have separate bedrooms. Actually, this Blue Room was my bedroom throughout our engagement. He said, I want you to live like brother and sister. And I was like, ugh, that sounds awful. I have a younger brother. He's 5 years younger than me. I love him more than almost anything in this whole wide world, and I certainly don't want to live with him again. No offense, bud. Anyway, I was like, okay, so we'll give it a go, because we want to do things the right way. So I move into the spare bedroom and start planning our wedding, and we begin marriage prep. Planning your wedding and marriage prep, 2 very different things. Planning your wedding is planning a single event that's going to happen one time on a single day. Once it's done, it's done. Marriage prep, on the other hand, is planning on building a future together your entire lives, right? This is till death do you part. So marriage prep, it looks much different than wedding preparations. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So I'm like, okay. So I began to plan the wedding, and I'm shooting for like, okay, it's July. Would love to get married in December or January. Whether it's this one or the next one, that's when I wanted to get married. So I thought, sure, we can do this like living in separate bedrooms thing for a few months. A year, I guess, if we have to, but hopefully not. 2 years. It turned out we were engaged for 2 years. 24 months, separate bedrooms. It was hard and frustrating, and it sucked. But it was also beautiful and magical, and what a wedding gift he gave us by having us do this. And for any of you that know Father Joe, like I said, we became friends, and I feel really comfortable letting you and sharing this, which you guys may not know, but honestly, once you achieve a friendship like he and I have, you understand he's a great big jerk. I'm kidding. I adore him. He's a very good priest and a dynamic speaker and a joy and a blessing. And this gift that he gave us for our marriage is immeasurable, honestly. So he gave us time and opportunity to learn how to show love in ways that had nothing to do with sex. He allowed us time to receive love in a way that wasn't physical intimacy. It's much easier to show love than to receive it sometimes. And that 2-year stretch, because we both were dragging baggage behind us from previous relationships and just adult life, that 2-year stretch gave us the opportunity to reconcile some things we needed to reconcile ourselves, but then come together in a way that we learned how to disagree with each other without fighting. We learned how to do things task-wise for each other that were acts of love and kindness. Folding and putting away laundry when the other one hates that job. Turns out we actually both hate that job, but during that 2-year stretch, Ron really stepped up to the plate. And it's like, nope, I know you hate this part, I'll do it. Doing the dishes and cleaning the kitchen. And I know these sound like small things, but when you've had a really rough day and you come home and there's mail on the counter and there's leftovers needing to be put away, and dinner's either in process or the materials for it are spread out all over the place, it's still like that feeling of chaos, right? So when you walk in and you've had a really crappy day at work, or you're super busy and overwhelmed, coming into a nice clean space is a comfort. More so for Ron than for me. So I made a point of doing those extra things, right? Like I would get home from work and I would hurry and like try to go through and get the boys to help clean up. And I just really wanted him to be able to walk in the back door, which is the door to our kitchen, and just be able to let the day fall away from him so that he could enjoy his time with his family. It was things like that we were giving of ourselves and expecting nothing in return. There was never the moment where, hey, I brought the laundry upstairs for you. The least you could do is whatever for me. Excuse me. There was none of that. It was, I need him to know I love him. How can I show him best? And so it was trying different things. We did the love dare, the respect dare, which is the female version of the love dare. We did a lot of praying. We spent a lot of time with Father Joe talking about marriage prep stuff. And, I was still really new in my faith, so I had a million questions. And I would discover something in our faith, and I'd be like, hey, did you know? Well, he's a priest, of course he knew. But still, so he and Ron did a great job at just stoking that fire constantly. They're just constantly putting fuel on my fire for my faith. And encouraging me to learn and grow and mature in this beautiful gift. And all during that time, Ron and I failed at having separate livings and separate bedrooms. And I would go to talk to Father Joe about it, and feeling shameful, and I failed, and you asked us to do one thing and I can't do it. And this big old jerk of a priest, the kindness of his beautiful, loving heart, said, sis, you're supposed to fail at this. You're in love with him. You want to be married and spend the rest of your life with him. I would expect this to be hard. I would expect you to fail. You should have a burning passion. In fact, if you were to come here and say, hey, we are knocking this out of the park, like easy peasy lemon squeezy, I got this all day long, I would have real concerns about the future of your marriage. You should have that burning desire for each other. That's the way it works. And I'd go, yeah, so what's the answer? And he goes, start over tomorrow. And that's what we did. And bless his heart, man, I can't even tell you the number of times I went over with stupid questions about the faith that I just, I wanted so much to be a good Catholic. And here's the thing about this 2 years apart. And we weren't apart, but you know what I mean. 2 years in with two bedrooms. Had we not done that, I'm thoroughly convinced that our roots would not be as deep. And we're not a perfect couple by any sense of the word. Um, we're each other's. He pushes me to be better, and I push him to be better. But man, I can get him to take a 90-degree turn down the wrong path in a heartbeat. And the same goes for him. We are the best and the worst for each other. But his job is to get me to heaven, and he's got a much harder job than mine, because my job is to get him to heaven. So that 2 years gave us deep, deep roots. Like strengthened our friendship. We were already really good friends, but the thing that was different before 2013, when we were just dating or hanging out or being friends, the thing that changed was we allowed God in. God had a seat at our table too, right? I mean, we get to go sit at his every Sunday, but God was in our relationship. We wanted to do things right, for the right reasons. And God is in our marriage. It's that 2 years gave us the chance to grow as a couple and to grow in our faith. And with that growth, we were open and welcoming to God being a part of our lives every day. So every single day, this marriage succeeds because God is in it. Yeah, and it was a challenging 2 years, but it was a beautiful 2 years. Of course, hindsight is 2020, and looking back on it now, I think what a beautiful experience that was for us to come to know each other better and deeper, to love each other more, because illness, injury, old age at some point, sex may not be a part of the relationship, but our foundation is strong, and we like to hang out together. We like to talk. We like to sit in silence together. We just like to be together. And we found ways to be really comfortable with that, and to strengthen our relationship with God, and to strengthen our trust in God. And as a brand new Catholic, I think that's paramount. Because sure, I was on fire for the faith, but I knew not enough. I had a lot of growing to do, and that time allowed me to understand that, like when I went to Father Joe and said, screwed it up again. Like, seriously, I don't know how much more of this I can handle. It's okay, try again tomorrow, right? I love you no matter what. God does the same thing. God does the same thing. He lets me make mistakes because of free will. He lets me feel the pain sometimes. Sometimes he lets me go all the way down to my knees, because that's when my head and my ears are open to him. And sometimes he puts himself directly in my path. But no matter what I've done, or as many times as I have to try again, at the end of it all, he's like, yeah, I know. You did your best. And I still love you. Or yeah, I know. You've really screwed that one up. But I love you. And man, how did I live that much of my life, 40 years, and never feel that? I don't get it. I don't know how I did it. I don't know how I didn't implode, honestly. My heart hurts for people who are lost and seeking something, but they have no idea what it is that they're seeking. I know the answer to that one. Yeah, I'm a lucky girl. So, anyway, thank you again for watching my channel and stopping by to hear stories. I have a million stories. And I gathered from the comments that you guys really kind of dug the hospice conversations. I'm happy to talk more about that. If you have questions, about resuscitation or end-of-life stuff, tube feedings, that kind of thing, pain meds, anything like that, I'm certainly happy to have those conversations with you. I'm also willing to hear your stories. We all have a journey, and I feel like I'm being called to share mine, and I'm not really sure why. I hope it's got a point at some point, but I like sharing my story. I love God, and I don't care who knows it. That too is an evolution in that comfort level, but that's kind of where I live right now. So again, hit the subscribe button. Come back and watch me again, and I'll keep putting stuff out there for you. All right? Toodaloo from the Blue Room. Be safe. Take care. I'll pray for you.